So basically, I'll give you a little background about me. So my name's Kosez. I'm from the Aura tribe. My maternal lineage goes back to Bidjigal tribe, which is actually a Pemaway's tribe. I'm married into the mob down here, so I guess they, through that marriage and so forth, they, the elders and that sort of given me a bit of authority to do these types of activities and so forth. And then I've also been fortunate enough to be told a lot of the stories, and which is good, I think, for us to maintain the cultural, it's not so much the importance of it, but also the breadth of the history. A lot of the time, the young fellas, they don't understand their culture. So it's important that wherever possible that there are some people that are interested that will actually take the time and learn that, so that we can maintain it for the generations. So basically, I've been told I can do welcomes. I still don't like doing them because it's not my country. So a welcome should be done by somebody who is from that country. Depending on some of the elders have said, look, you're married into the mob, so you can do it. For me, I'm still not comfortable with doing it. And where possible, it should be done by an elder. A welcome isn't a new thing, so it's not a new thing which has only been going on for the last 10 years or so, when the government decided they wanted to do something nice with ceremonies and so forth. It's actually based on traditional practices. So in traditional times, as you may or may not know, the country was broken up into some 250 odd actual individual discrete countries. And you wouldn't just go wandering into somebody else's country, without being first acknowledged or welcomed into that country. You don't know the laws, you don't know the practices. Whilst there's similarities, there are also stark differences. So it's important that you recognise that. So what you'll do is you'll first go to the area, I guess, what you call the boundary area. You first wait to be, there's different variations or practices of how this acknowledgement or welcome would occur. But some of them that I've been told is basically you first wait to be acknowledged. So part of that would be potentially you would have an envoy come out to see you, ascertain what your purpose was, whether it was for good intent or bad intent. You would then be provided with fire, so you could maintain good warmth and so forth. And then they would go back and discuss how they would best proceed. You'll then be welcomed into the country and in doing so you'll be given a family or a kinship group which will be then responsible for teaching you the laws of that country and ensuring that you don't have safe travels or journeys whilst you're in that country. That's just one part of a welcome. The second part of it is also that you are actually, the spirits within that country will actually provide safe passage for you and protect you as well, so that the traditional, the elders, or there's different names for them. Down here they call them bug angels, which is like your magic men, your law keepers. They would then make sure that the spirits within that country will also make sure that you're protected and you're safe whilst you're there. So I think it's important that people understand that it's welcome to countries or acknowledgement of countries is actually based on a long history and traditional practices. And a lot of the time, contemporary Australia sometimes thinks that we've lost a lot of our culture or it's extinguished or etc. etc. I disagree with that, and I hate when people say that, because it seems to me that Aboriginal culture has to remain static at one point prior to European contact, whereas every other culture around the world has been allowed or been accepted that it's evolved over time due to different influences. Aboriginal culture is no different. You'll be surprised that in the contemporary settings that those traditional practices actually are still enact, and whilst they changed in some ways, they've evolved, we still maintain that linkage back to those traditional, core values. So in saying that, I'd like to say Wadu Naindigan Guyong, which is basically a basic greeting in the language down here, in the Durga language. Wadu is a hello, Naindigan is like an I, so there's different prefixes that attach to that, and Guyong means I come to welcome you. Yeah, any questions at this point?
No, thank you.
Alright, we'll start the walk.